So how long has it taken you guys from, say, initial concept or idea to get to market?
Well, in some ways it feels like a really long time, but in development terms it's not been. It's been 2 years. So,
Okay.
and that's where you have the right product, you have the right team, and things just move. So from actual first proto to production and actually selling, it was 2 years. But of that 2 years, 18 months of that was wear testing, different
Okay,
protos,
wow.
different timelines. And it was a total of 6 prototypes
Okay.
to get to our final product.
It was really an amazing design process for me, working with designers like Rocky. As an industrial designer, I want to know, first of all, the functionality. There were other things in the design brief, but I wanted to start there. So the conversations with the surgeons, seeing videos of actual breast surgeries, scars, breasts that didn't heal well, was really important to my understanding of the functionality. From that, we all came together and had, half a day. We had Holly, we had Rocky, we had surgeons, we had our bra designer from Los Angeles came up, and we discussed the design approach that we wanted to take. Then we all reconvened at my design studio, within 10 days or so. All my machines, thread, bins of bras, stitch up, elastic, you name it, and things from Ace Hardware. And we started prototyping. Literally, our bra designer came up, flew up midday from LA. We started in, worked until about midnight. The next morning, we started in prototyping, building, and by 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, our second day, we had Frankenstein, a functional prototype. I had one of my wear testers in. This was amazing.
And you were doing all the sewing and everything, right?
Yep, right on the spot.
Yeah, right there. Everything was there.
It's absolutely hilarious.
That's fantastic.
So we had an actual post breast surgery wear tester of mine that came in. The 2 surgeons came in. So great to have the wear tester giving her feedback about the comfort, the ease. The doctors are looking in like, is this doing what we needed to do?
How did you find the doctors? Did you just
They had been
start
with the project.
asking around and?
They were in the very beginning, from the very beginning of the project.
Okay.
And they came on board from the point of view of doing all of these surgeries every year and not having something to put on women afterwards. So it was from their own need.
And
so
a multitude of surgeries.
And a multitude of
not
surgeries.
just a mastectomy. It's unilateral, it's bilateral, it's latissimal flap, it's reconstruction, and after a mastectomy, some people choose reconstruction, which means you have an expander and then you have a reconstruction, and so it's a multitude of surgeries. It's not just one.
Yeah.
And so we're looking for that garment on the design brief side that fit all of these different surgeries.
All those things.
Well, and then after a day and a half to have the surgeons come in, look so carefully and poke and prod, and to say, there's a few little things, part of it, we could go higher, a little more smoothing, but to basically, with the whole team, to have come that far that we felt after Frankensteining that we could start working directly with a factory.
Yeah.
And a tech designer, obviously.
Yeah.
So that was so amazing.
So important. If you had sent that to a factory with just maybe a sketch and a concept, it could have been 12 prototypes before you got there in 3 years, maybe. But you guys did so much work ahead of time.
And then I handed off.
And there you go. And voila, just like that. Magic.
It was magic.
Did you guys realize the market that you were getting into when you kind of approached this? Because I wouldn't have thought of that as there's, now that you've talked about all the different surgeries and the wearing after, it wouldn't have occurred to me that would be such a great market to tap into. So did you guys realize, did you do a lot of market research ahead of time, or?
I think the business plan started at that initial point of positive global impact. And I know that sounds slightly cheesy, but it really is. We know this product is amazing and it can do well. And then I really believe if you love your product and it's a good product, which we of course did lots of testing on the product to make sure it was and is a good product, then you can market it and you can sell it anywhere. Then you figure out really those specifics, and they've organically started to come to us. So we do have a business plan because we are a business, but we also want to create positive global impact, and we also want to make sure that it's a good product that's affordable to a wide base of people.
Yeah, I love that you guys did that. You really kept the end user in mind, and because I think oftentimes we get caught up in some super cool technology and laser cut and bonded jacket, and
Yeah.
you know, it's $500.
$500.
And it could
Yes.
be an amazing product that you spent a year making, but how many people can afford it?
Which
I
was
mean,
one of
it's-
our chief design briefs. There's something that happens with women that many times when they go through the surgery, and the surgeons, they call it a breaking. And a woman will feel like her identity is so challenged and
Yeah.
changed,
Yeah.
that she's actually lost her femininity. And when we were discussing this and thought, that is so wrong. And then the garments that were available,
Probably weren't helping.
well, they just looked so bad. And so again, at the very top of the design brief was that it had to be pretty, that it had to
it
make
feel good.
a pretty silhouette. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, speaking even more broadly, for women, our bras are our most personal piece of apparel. I deal with that all the time with sports bras. And so how we look in whatever bra we choose is really important. And during the time when maybe something that you've really identified as a key factor in your femininity has been altered
All
or
of a sudden it's just
or
different.
removed or whatever,
Yeah.
it really does challenge your whole sense of who you are
Yeah,
until you come to terms.
psychological impact of it.
It does,
Yeah.
and that's why when the name of it, the hugger, came up, because that was part of our
Yeah.
concept. We just want to feel
It's like you-
hugged
yeah,
and
you're feeling
supported
loved.
and
You're feeling
loved
loved.
and
That's
really
so great.
smooth and
Yeah.
so when I saw the hugger on my first wear tester, and she's like, "Oh, I just look marvelous," and I knew
Yeah.
that we did that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
hit a home run.
Home run.
Well, it's a great story. It's a great product. I'm so impressed, and it's so great that you guys could share this with us.
Thanks for asking
Super,
us.
super exciting. I think it's exciting for us because I mean, well, Jean knows me, but you know, we're in the regular apparel world, so we're often dealing with, you know, mass market or sales, you know, very sales driven, and it's very easy to forget kind of the, you know, the big goal or the main story that you guys are trying to tell, or why are you making that product? You know, it's so important to think about that, and seeing that you guys put so much love and effort behind it and the global impact, I think you can see that it's working. It works. It's successful because of that philosophy and attitude. I think it's so great.
It really
to
does
see.
start there.
Yeah.